Welcome to Foxtrot Whiskey Bravo. I'm your host, Beth. You're listening to episode 10. Today's hot topic will be about my personal top 10 resources I use to help fund my flight training with the aid of scholarships. Before we get started, I would like to say thank you for listening to my podcast. This is the very first time you're listening. If you're returning, I'd like to say thank you for coming back again. If you hear any noise in the background, like a dog barking, it's because I do have dogs. I'm trying to do this in a quiet area, but sometimes you might hear them bark. If you have any comments, suggestions, or questions, please feel free to email me at nerdybethtx@gmail.com, which is nerdybethtx@gmail.com. You can also inbox me or follow me on social media. My social media handle is nerdybethtx, and that's both for Instagram and Twitter. I'm on Instagram more than I'm in my email, or I'm on Twitter. So, if you have specific questions, just feel free to inbox me on Instagram. Remember, all topics discussed on this podcast are my personal opinions, right? They come from my personal opinions, and anything that you do here, always do your own research. For any topic you're on anybody's podcast, always do your own research. And also consult your personal CFI for any kind of help that you might need. Please sit back and enjoy the conversation on Foxtrot Whiskey Bravo. So let's get started with episode 10. My personal top 10 resources to find scholarships to help supplement my income for flight training. Number one resource, I'm going to put a plug in for myself, is my website. My website is nerdybethtx.com. On my website, you'll find two PDFs. One is about 2 years old, and one is a current one. Both of those PDFs are for scholarships. They're titled scholarships. There's about 16 pages of scholarships on both PDFs. What I suggest you do is print out this PDF for free. So I suggest you print out this PDF, go through each scholarship one by one, go to the website and see if you qualify, right? And if you do qualify, write down the due date that the application is due. If you do not qualify, just go ahead and mark them out with a Sharpie or a pencil. So you can skip that one and go to the next. So that's 16 pages on an Excel worksheet of free scholarships that you can apply to. That's number one. Number two is the 99s. The 99s offer a lot of scholarships, but you do have to be a female. So I'm sorry, guys, about this one, but for the 99s, you do have to be a female. And they offer two different levels of scholarships, which most people don't know. They offer scholarship at the national level that everyone applies to, and each chapter of the 99s usually offer one scholarship. Not all of them, but majority of them offer at least one scholarship. So make sure if you're female, you're looking for scholarships, apply for the national level 99 scholarships and apply for the chapter scholarships that you do qualify for. Number three is Women in Aviation International. For this one, you do not have to be a female in order to apply. Most guys think because of the title women that they have to be a woman to apply. No. If the scholarship says you must be a female or a woman, then you have to be. But if it does not specify, guys, you can apply for these scholarships also. Guys do win these scholarships, so make sure you apply to them. Unlike the 99s, you have to be a female. WAI, Women in Aviation International, you do not have to be a female. Number four on my list is AOPA. AOPA offers scholarships also, right? So on the AOP website, you have two levels of scholarships. AOPA offers scholarships, and they have resources linked to other organizations that offer scholarships. So make sure you apply to AOPA scholarships. Number four, the EAA. EAA also offers scholarships for kids, adults, at different levels. They offer aerobatic scholarships. So make sure you go to the EAA website. So I'm going to repeat the top five so far. Number one is my website, which is nerdybethtx.com. Number two is the 99s. They offer scholarships. You have to be a female. Number three is WAI, which is Women in Aviation International. You do not have to be a female to apply for those. Number 4 is AOPA. They offer scholarships. And then number 5 is going to be the EEA. Now let's continue the list. I have 10. So number 6 is OBAP, Organization of Black Aerospace Professionals. For this one, they have the word black in there. You do not have to be black to apply for these scholarships. It is open to anybody who wants to apply for the scholarship, unless it says specifically a female or black. If it does not say specifically, then you are able to apply for these scholarships. If you're Asian, you're black, if you're white, it doesn't matter what you are, still apply for the scholarships for OBAP. Number 7 is Figure 1 Foundation. Figure 1 Foundation even offers scholarships if you do not have your private. You're just interested in getting your private, Figure 1 has a scholarship for you. They offer scholarships 3 times, I believe, a year. Yes, in the winter. Yep, 3 times a year they offer scholarships. So make sure they have a deadline. Like you know right now, the deadline's in June for Figure 1 Foundation. They have a scholarship coming up. That's number 6, 7. Number 8. Number 8 is is a website. It's called flightscholarships.info. They have almost like my PDF. They have a list on their website of scholarships for flight training. Number 9. Almost everybody and their mother is on Facebook, right? So use Facebook to your benefit. There's a Facebook called Aviation Scholarship. The person who manages Facebook page updates scholarships like almost, I think like every other day there's a new scholarship that's out that you can apply for with the deadline. So make sure you stop by and look at that page. It's called Aviation Scholarships. Number 10, and my very last one, it is a document. So the first 9 are for free. You don't have to pay. You might have to pay a membership in order to apply, but to see the scholarships, you do not have to pay. You do not have to pay anything. For number 10, to see the list of scholarships, you do have to pay for this one. This one is called Aerospace Scholarships, and it's by Mr. Valeri. So look him up. I'll put a link also. You can find it on the App Store, on his website, I believe. And if you have like a notebook, you can find it in your notebook. It's Aerospace Scholarships. This one costs $10 a year. And this PDF you get is probably like over 100 scholarships. It's worth $10. It's like over 100 scholarships in this PDF. And he updates this thing like every other month. He's updating it, putting new scholarships in for different levels. So make sure, if you have the $10 to spare, I will get this aerospace scholarships. All the ones I'm telling you right now, I either applied for them and won, or I didn't win. And I actually do have the aerospace scholarships PDF. This little booklet I got with $10. It was worth it. Now those are my top 10 resources. Besides the top 10, I'll give you 2 more I like to use. I like to use old trusty Google. I Google stuff. I put scholarship for aviation. I go to page 5 and look for the scholarships that I haven't seen probably. And on Facebook, on the search bar, I put scholarships for flight training. See what comes up. So there you go. That was 12, not 10. But I give you 12 resources I personally use to help me get me through my flight training. When applying for scholarships, a lot of people get discouraged. They apply for 1 or 2 and they don't win, so they believe that they're not good enough or their story is not good enough, so they don't apply. For aviation scholarships, in my personal experience, you have to apply to a lot of them. Like maybe apply to 12. You apply to 12, you might win 1 or 2. But think about it. You apply for 12 of them, and you win 1 for $5,000, and then you win 1 for $2,000. That's $7,000 that you won that you don't have to come up out of your own pocket, right? So apply to a lot of scholarships. Most of the scholarships, you can use the exact same essay. You just have to tweak it a little bit to go for that scholarship. If you have any questions about applying for scholarships, please feel free to contact me. Again, my email is nerdybethtx@gmail.com, or hit me up on Instagram. My Instagram is nerdybethtx. On episode number 11, I'm gonna quickly break down how I will apply for a very specific scholarship. So if you are stuck applying for scholarships, you don't know how to do it, make sure you listen to episode 11, and I'll break down how I apply for scholarships, and I actually will break down how I write my essay for scholarships. I hope this episode 10 will help you. If you have any questions about applying for scholarships, please feel free to contact me. Again, my email is nerdybethtx@gmail.com, or hit me up on Instagram. My Instagram is nerdybethtx. On episode number 11, I'm gonna quickly break down how I will apply for a very specific scholarship. So if you are stuck applying for scholarships, you don't know how to do it, make sure you listen to episode 11, and I'll break down how I write my essay for scholarships. I hope this episode 10 really helped you out a little bit for your scholarships, at least I'm giving you some kind of directions where you can look for them at. Make sure, if you like what you heard, please leave a review. I prefer a 5-star review, but 4 stars will work. Any kind of review will work, because the more reviews I have, other people will think, they will go and they'll listen to this podcast also. So I only have 1 review. Most likely someone's gonna not look at the podcast or listen to it. They'll go to the next one. So if you do like the content I do have, please leave a review and leave a comment about what you like about the content. And then make sure to please follow me on Instagram at NerdyBethTX. And thank you for listening to Foxtrot Whiskey Bravo. I am your host, Beth. I will talk to you in episode number 11, which is going to be about how to apply for a scholarship for aviation. Peace. Bye-bye. So if you're still listening, I forgot to add something to the end of this podcast. Make sure to look into the description of the podcast, and I will put a link to all 10 resources I did mention in the podcast to help you apply for those scholarships. So I had to add it. So make sure to go to the description, and I'll have 10 links in there, and all 10 links will go to the scholarships I did talk about. Peace. Bye-bye.